Greetings, everyone. This is Bomani Taemba. Welcome to our Ghana, Togo, and Benin conference call. Today is Sunday, August 20th, and our conference call duration is from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. And we may go over the call a little bit. And I'm here with my business partner on the journey, Ron Bizzle, and we're here to give you all of the layouts for the logistics as far as flights, transportation, Ghana, Togo, and Benin, visa details, and just all around preparation so everyone could be clear. That way, when we're on the journey and we have 30 to 40 people and we're moving, everyone is clear and everybody understands everything to where we can really just enjoy this incredible itinerary that we've put together and have had out on the market for over 2 years. So everyone, this conference call is also just to connect everyone with each other and also just to give full details about the next journey for those who can't make this November 2017, which will be May 2018, and that will be Ghana only. This Ghana, Togo, Benin itinerary, this is the second time that we've done it. The first time was October 2009, and that was 16 of us, so it was much easier and simpler to go to all three countries, and it was all ground transportation, just a lot of moving. Several things have been adjusted to the itinerary, including making the Togo and Benin the end of the tour. So for those that's doing Ghana only, you'll be able to do Ghana only and then make your way back to the airport while we're making our way to Togo and then Benin. I want to give just a brief introduction about myself. We started traveling to the African continent in 2004, and the goal was to learn about my roots and culture, and to also just find out the truth about the African continent. When you in study groups and you are hearing about a lot of information, sometimes you're not really clear about, or sometimes it just builds the energy if you just wanting to find out things for yourself and have your own experience. So after just doing study groups in 2003 and 2004, made my first journey to Senegal. That was in March of 2004. Then I was on an organized tour with Dr. Ranoko Rashidi in April of 2004. The following year I went to, in 2005, I was in Senegal, South Africa, and Kenya. So that was country number 3 and 4. Then the year later in 2006, I went to the Gambia, which is inside of Senegal, and that was country number 5. And the flow and energy of there was a direct flight right from here in Atlanta, leaving on Delta Airlines to go to Ghana. As a matter of fact, it was leaving from JFK, and that was the first time Delta Airlines was flying to Ghana. So for those of us that at the airlines, it sparked energy, and I realized that this is a good opportunity because I've been hearing about Ghana so much, and eventually we started our business operation October Africa for the Africans LLC, and started our initial journey. I recruited a few of my co-workers and friends, and it was a total of 8 of us that went to the December 2006 journey, which is our first journey. We were able to really enjoy the country and check out the roots and culture and learn about so many things, and then we realized that we have so much of our people from the African diaspora that's connected there, which made it a lot more special. So once I got back at the end of December 2006, I went to the drawing board and we came up with the annual October journey. So it was October 2007, which is still the biggest journey that we've taken. It was 42 of us. Then October 2008, it was 33 of us. So those are 2 big journeys from the beginning that shape the flow of how we do these organized tours with 30 to 40 people. So then over the years we've done mainly October journeys up until now, where now we have the tour dates have changed to May and November, and then in between we have Brazil and Ethiopia. So trying to work it out to where we can do those 4 journeys a year, just like we have set up this year. I just came back from Ghana, then Brazil, and also Ethiopia. So those are the initial 3 journeys, and now when we do Togo, Benin, that's 4 journeys. It's a whole lot of coordination and a lot of things, and it's double the work efforts. I've been on the road from uploading videos and documentation to keeping up with administrative information and everything. So wanted to just make sure that if I missed anybody call or email or anything, you can just re-communicate back with me, resend an email or communicate back with me so I can connect with you. While I was in all 3 countries, you're trying to also answer all the emails and the voicemails and everything. So I'm sure certain things are missed, but I always recommend that everyone communicate via email or something like Facebook. And WhatsApp also work, but especially when we're on tour and you call and the business cell phone goes straight to voicemail. So for the next few years, for this year and next year, doing it based on tour schedules, we're gonna always just try to just communicate as best as possible, but trying to find a way where our phone can work just globally the whole time to where we can always get access to that. But the only thing that doesn't work is just the phone when we're gone. Everything else works and we get access to everything else. Always checking emails and things like that. So, and also we are getting ready to relocate our business office to Ghana based on the land that we acquired there in Techiman in the Brong-Ahafo region in May, on the May tour. So I did a fresh business relocation. So we had a new business location in the same town or city, Jonesboro. Just a new layout to be able to keep up with the growth of business and also have space to get people here temporarily to work on different projects. So it's a better layout, but the best layout is what we're going to design there in Ghana, to where we can move our full operation and have a satellite system to do all of our communication. And there's a lot of other things that I'm currently working on, which we needed to get a more organized business location to really circumvent the upgrades and all of the adjustments that we have to make that a reality. So if anybody needs to mail anything, please just send me an email and I'll reply back to the updated address. I'm trying to change everything over as much as possible. There's certain things on the website that that's going to only have the city and the zip code, so the actual street address probably won't be listed anymore. And many other things for security reasons, just kind of laying low and having things organized to where we're not distracted by other people who don't understand our movements, as far as us reconnecting our folks to the ancestral land for the purpose of nation building. And we really believe in these communities that we're building on the African continent, and based on just all of the lies and the games others have played with us, as far as telling us that we're going to have equal rights and we have all these opportunities, and we see ourselves just drifting off, and everyone is just growing and building and just using us and exploiting us to achieve what they need, from Asian communities to different folks. But one of the main thing is, while I was in Brazil, when we were moving around, the people that we saw that was impoverished, or the people we saw that didn't have the positions and things like that, it's all is our people, black people. You're in a country like Brazil which had the most stolen Africans, and almost everybody that owned all the business and work at the airport and things like that are either extremely white or extremely light. And the African continent is a black continent, and when we're dealing with issues of racism and issues of that, where our children are going to be probably put in a situation where they can't acquire certain positions and get certain things because maybe they're not light enough, or maybe they're not, they're not pushing a certain agenda. So that's the purpose of what Africa for the Africans is. It's the concept of Marcus Garvey being in a time where everybody around him was about integration, and everybody around him wanted to be a part of this new America, which I'm sure, which never worked out for us. So I appreciate Marcus Garvey for pushing that energy, and even though he never made it to Africa, was never able to build what he had set in place, he laid a foundation there for people like myself and others to come, like Imacus, to where we're continuing the work as far as repatriation and returning to a land of our ancestors for the purpose of building, for our future and our family. And so it's a great operation to where those of us that are currently in the job market or business market in America, and you're looking to acquire land and you're looking to build something in the future there in a country like Ghana, and you're looking to get more, get the best out of your investment or your retirement. Our goal is to build those things on that Africa for Africans diaspora repatriation village. And once we get things set up, our goal is to acquire more land so we can reach out to our brothers and sisters in diaspora, just like Benin Village there, and offer options to acquire land and help people with property management. So there's many wonderful things that we're working on. So the May tour worked out perfect because we go to Benin Village, and while we're going there, we're going to be working on our improvements as far as putting things in place for repatriation. So after 10 years in this business, things have been clear. The ancestors have blessed us to where we know the direction of where we need to go, and we appreciate all the love from our brothers and sisters in African diaspora, and I'm a person that don't believe in watering down what we're about. I believe when you're real about what you're about, the people will come, and that's been the case, and that's why we've been able to expand in so much tours now. We've never had so many people travel in 1 year. It's been incredible. 26 of us in May in Ghana, 10 of us there in Brazil, and then it's about 34 of us getting ready for Ghana, Togo, Benin. So that is a lot of people, more than any time that we've ever had in any calendar year. So we want to take full advantage of all of those opportunities and continue the documentation and continue the building and continue to connect people with all the wonderful people that we know in countries like Ghana, to where they can start building their repatriation move and be able to live the free life that you want to live, versus being in a country where we don't control any of the decisions of how culture, laws, or anything works. We just have to play the game with everyone else, and after a while, it gets old. So it's a great opportunity for many of us that are open to that. For those who are not, that's fine. And the repatriation investment energy is it's information that we're sharing. We'll feel like we were in the wrong if we didn't share that with you, regardless if you're interested or not interested in. It's things that we're laying out. So even if you're not interested, maybe you can share with your family and friends. We have tons of repatriation investment video from the conference with people presenting great ideas and presenting how to live and do business in Africa from a standpoint of the Africans from the diaspora that have repatriated, and also the Ghanaian and African business people that come to the conference. So family, that is my introduction for this call, and I'm going to reach out to Ron, and so Ron can just give a quick introduction, and then we're going to go through the topic details.
Hello family, how you doing? I'm Ron Ahmed Bizal. First of all, I'd like to give my respect to our elder Dick Gregory. Hopefully his soul finds his way. Yes, I'm the travel addict. I have a love for traveling. I've been to Ghana twice with Africa for the African, and like what Bonnie was saying, what you want to do with this or anything is to keep moving forward, whether you expect to repatriate or purchase land or not purchase land. Just keep it moving, keep moving forward. Be the best advice. And with myself, I started traveling at an early age. I was blessed with a father that always kept it moving, so I turned into that travel addict. I love traveling, so I started off with most people. I started off with a starter kit and started off in places in Mexico, Central America, branched off to the Hawaiian Islands, the South Pacific, and into the Caribbean islands. And from that point, I went international as I got older, and I haven't stopped yet. And the wonderful thing about travel, for those who haven't traveled internationally, you never know what you might run into. I'm talking about on this side. On the other side, you have experiences which will stay with you for the rest of your life, and this helps shape you. So they're all wonderful things. Travel is a good medicine for the soul, and it's good to keep the spirit running. And I hope that everyone that goes on this journey focuses on having a great time of their life, and make sure that you, if you have any problems, you have any questions, try to ask most of those questions before doing these preparation conference calls. You want to be prepared. Information is always the most important thing. Information is always good. And ask questions. If not, you can always contact Brother Bomani or myself. Even on the journey, you can always ask us or some of the other assistants on the way of the journey if you need some needs attention. So I'm going to yield to that, Brother Bomani.
I appreciate you, Brother Ron, and I'll continue on the path of our journey. So Ghana was country number 6, Togo and Benin was country number 7 and 8, and then Ethiopia, which I just came from in May this year, was country number 9 on the African continent. So we thrive on building experience to share with our brothers and sisters and assist our brothers and sisters, because there's a lot of things that's not clear about the African continent. My 2 favorite countries are right there in the African continent, Ghana and Ethiopia. And you can add other countries there, the Gambia and so on. But the African continent is incredible, and we're here to share it at the utmost clarity based on our experience. That way people are not going by other people who have never even experienced Africa. It's just always funny and it's unbelievable, the kind of ignorance where even people get into debates with you when you're talking about the African Holocaust. You know what I mean? I was there in Brazil, and I had this one person that was traveling with us, didn't read the itinerary, his friend told him we were going to Brazil, and I guess he thought it was something different. But it's like, I'm always telling people, the tours we do are roots and culture. And let me give everybody a quick update. Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and Salvador in Bahia, more stolen Africans were taken there than anywhere else in the world. More stolen Africans were taken there, right there in Brazil, than they were taken in the Caribbean and America, and so on. As a matter of fact, South America represents where the majority of stolen Africans are taken, more than anywhere else combined. So for us, when we're doing Ghana and we're at the Elmina or Cape Coast Holocaust dungeons, sometimes we go to one or the other, and then if we only go to one, the other one begins to be an option to where you can go if you want to view the history. But the history talks about people being put on ships and being taken away. So that's my connection part in Brazil. So when we do these tours, we usually go through as much as possible historically, just to give people clarity. And the only thing that we ask people to do when you come on these journeys, open your mind to listen to the presenters, like myself, a tour guide, and the other people that are on the tour that has experience in the research, so you can be clear. It makes no sense for any of us to be on a tour bus or on a site and arguing back and forth about Africans selling each other into slavery and things like that. If we let the people who are doing the journey put those things in context based on our research, so people can be clear. It's bad enough that we have an education system that completely that undermine our history, undermine our connection completely. So if that's the only thing that you have been exposed to is this university and the public education system about the African Holocaust, excuse my language, but you do not fully know what really happened. You know what I mean? Because people like us, we go to the sites, we go to the actual crime scenes, and we document details, and that's what I was there in Brazil doing, and to tie the whole story together of the African Holocaust. That way we can be clear about things and be clear that that the warfare is on a whole different level, and that's why repatriation is important. So that being said, this asking anyone that comes on the tour with us to please just read through the details, be clear about the people that you're traveling with and our background on what we're about. That way there's no confusion, because there's certain conversations that we do need to have, and that's about nation building. But having conversations that are just like pulling people in different directions and causing confusions doesn't help our program. So our program pushed certain things specifically. It pushed nation building, it pushed African people reconnecting to their roots, African people distill in the midst, and also clarifying all of the tricks and the dirty games that have been played against us. So that's my work in the era of reconnection. So I'm going to go into the tour overview. And I recommend everyone, if you haven't looked through all of the tour information, it's right there on the website. Once you get to africafortheafricans.org and you click on the Ghana, Togo, Benin tour link, you'll see all of the tour details. And I'll give you a good flow of all of the articles that are there that we put together based on our research and work. A full press release, which tells you about the purpose of our journey and everything. Tour overview, which talks about the Ghana-only tour package, which is from November 17th to the 26th. and then it talks about the Ghana, Togo, Benin, which is November 17th to December 1st. And then you'll see the different prices and the different packages if you need single rooms. So if anybody still needs a single room or so, we do have single rooms still available. But that tells you the price and the details of everything in the package, what's covered and what's not covered also. The general terms is just all of the need to know about the legality of the tour business and the different people responsibilities. So that's so everything on this list is very important to read. The itinerary is just a full 14-day schedule of us being in all three countries: Ghana visa, Togo visa, and Benin visa. All three separate articles. Once you click on the link, it gives you the full details for the visa information, and also provides links for you to download the application. So with all three visas, take your time, print everything out, read through it a few times, and then submit the visa based on the requirements. So the first and the most important visa for everybody to do is the Ghana visa. You want to take care of that right away. The Togo and Benin visa, if you can find a courier to do both countries for you after you do the Ghana visa, that's fine. If you want to do them individually by sending out a priority mail envelope and putting a prepaid return priority mail, the package cost of just sending that round trip is like about $12. So that's what you have to do for all three. That's what I did in 2009. So just sharing one of the two options, but also it's up to you if you just want to go to Washington D.C. and and then just walk it through all three embassies. So everyone definitely processed that. The original game plan with the visas was to get them processed there in Ghana, and I'm starting to lose faith in that, because when we get to the country, we get there towards the end of the week, and then we're leaving for Kumasi. So then it makes it a little difficult to do business stuff outside of the business days and business hours. So and then there's certain details that I needed, which was fresh digital applications from both embassies. I have absolutely no idea how that becomes something difficult to send to someone like myself who have a group of people that go into all three countries. But these are sometimes the things that you have to deal with when you travel into different countries. Not everyone understands the flow of how you understand certain things. But I'm always trying to communicate with my guide to communicate with other people so you can translate. And unfortunately, this game plan didn't work with trying to get that working out to where we had someone from a representation from both consulates, Togo and Benin, for them to accept the package, process everything in a 24-hour based on us pre-sending it, and then getting it back to the Benin embassy and working that out. So it probably was simple for me, but probably was difficult in the execution. So unfortunately, the cost of the visa is a little bit more money if you apply for them here in the U.S. But the good thing about it, once you have them, you have them. So everyone, when you're applying for the Togo and Benin visa, make sure you apply for those visas, I would say the end of the month or beginning of September. But make sure you have your Ghana visa out the way completely, because if worse comes to worse, as long as you have a Ghana visa, we can get you a Togo and Benin visa when you get to the country. It'll take a little planning and a little work, but we can still execute that. The issue is trying to get both embassies to agree on doing it for 30-something people. I figure that they'll be happy to see the bulk of money for the visa fees, but they're actually probably looking at the work. So hate to change the game plan in the middle of us moving, but that's the detail. So everything was sent to everyone via email, and also it's on the website. Also, while I'm scrolling down to the tour details, tour preparation, what to pack. It's just a list of things that we've learned about based on our travel experience on what would be ideal for you to pack when you're moving around the African continent. Ghana culture and customs, and which is similar to Togo and Benin. It's just giving you basic things, just how to carry yourself and avoid any kind of issue or anything strange. improving your immune system, that's one of those processes also where you go into a tropical country and you're going to be away for 2 weeks, and you want to make sure you have any medicine. You want to make sure your body is in full energy and prepared, because these journeys are very active, and I'm realizing that all of them are the same. Even when I was in Ethiopia and Brazil, one thing that is inevitable. You have a nice tour bus, but you're gonna be walking and moving. So definitely want to make sure that you're in good health and strength to be able to enjoy things like the canopy walk and walking through the different cells in the dungeons, up and down. On our language tree, we're going to push for us to learn more basic words and speak more basic words in tree while we're on the bus and while we're in Ghana. But that the tour link gives you a nice introduction, and also below it gives you a connection to Abibi Tumikasa, which is Dr. Obadeli Kambone website that deals with the learning the language, and he's there in Ghana. So he was on the last conference, but this tour we're going to have only one conference, so I don't know if we can get everybody there. But I'll have his video up based on his presentation from the last business conference, and he talks about language, and he gives some valid details on the reason why we should work towards speaking different African language. That way we can just work towards true liberation, being able to be in the African continent, speaking the language, and being able to do all the things for ourselves as far as economic development, factories, homes, and so on. So all of us have great points in aspects of repatriation on what's important and how we can truly be people who can build communities and enjoy the African continent's energy beyond just going to tours every once in a while to Africa. And the last link I have is a departure and reminder list for your journey, and that's the list that it's like a summary of all the things that we'll talk about that you need to be prepared and clear on. So usually every few conference calls we just go through these lists and details, but wanted to make sure we just go over the overview, overall cover up everything, and get to some questions. So that's all of the tour documentation on the website, and the next level of documentation is on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, we have all of the group pages, and in Facebook we have all of the photo galleries of every single tour that I've done there in Ghana from 2006 up until now. And once you go to Facebook and click on photos and click on album, you see all the albums right there on my Facebook page. And if you're not on Facebook, it's one of those things where that's the only place where we really have a collection of all of the photos, even more so than the website, because you can only put so much on the website. And then also there's a Ghana, Togo, and Benin Roots Tour in November 2017 public group. So you can just type that in Facebook, and you can just add yourself to the group page. And I'm always sending messages on that page, and when we do the tour, naturally all of the photos and the videos get put on those pages. Other level of documentation is YouTube. What I'm always recommending is everybody subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of the conference call, all of the tour details, and any interviews or anything that we do, it's always up on the YouTube page, and that's youtube.com/Bomani2007. Or you can search for my name, Bomani Tayemba, on YouTube, and you'll see me pop right up. And you'll see all of the videos. I have almost 1,000 videos based on the countries that we've traveled to in the last 10 years. And just lots of documentation. So you can literally see everything that we did in Brazil, Ethiopia, and Ghana right there on the Facebook page, where I created a playlist to where all of the videos, well, the Ghana one doesn't have all the videos. They only have the videos up until about 75% of the tour, because it's a long tour and we record everything. So I call it the best of Ghana. So majority of videos are in there. And we're going to continue from the Holocaust dungeons and then close out with the investment conference. So those are a set of videos that are not there yet. Other than that, majority of videos are up there, and all other videos over the previous years are mixed in different links, from conference calls and interviews to repatriation and investment, tour members' feedback. school supplies, donations, African diaspora, sustainable repatriation communities. And that link right there is the one for all of the videos that we have dealing with land and repatriation as efforts. So the investment conference deal with the clarity and preparation, what needs to go into place. And the African diaspora sustainable repatriation community link shows you the physical videos of us on the land and showing you how everything will look and us sharing the vision. Also, other playlists are African Holocaust, so a summary of a lot of different African Holocaust videos are right there on YouTube. And in general, everything is in uploads. It's over 1,000 videos, but those are the categories that were created to make it easier for those of us to navigate through. All right, so everyone, I'm gonna stop right there and open up things for questions. Brother Ron, you have anything you'd like to share before we just open everything up for questions?
For sure. Thank you, brother. One thing about the visa, the Benin visa, is it good for 90 days, Bomani?
Absolutely. So you want to make sure you do it September, because once you do it in September, you'll basically be back before it expires.
And Brother Bomani?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Can you state your name and where you call from?
Yeah, this is Sister Keisha in South Florida. Sorry to interrupt, but I missed something just now. Was that the question? Did the brother just explain that we should be getting our Ghanaian visas now?
Yes, it's been a situation where the last few conference calls I've been reiterating that you have to get your Ghana visa. If you go into Ghana, Togo, Benin, you have to get the visa right away, because then you have the Togo and Benin visa to get. So
we can get the Togo and Benin visas in once we get to Ghana, like when we're getting ready to travel, or do we have to get it now? Because I thought getting the multi-entry visa, I think I was a little confused. I thought the multi-entry meant, that it'll be easily accessible for us to get the Benin and Togo visas.
Let me just explain this for the record for clarity, just so everyone can get it. And let me just, the Ghana visa is a multiple entry visa, because if you're going to Togo and Benin, once you leave Ghana, if you have a single entry visa, the visa is no longer good when you return. So that's why you have to have a multiple visa, because it's multiple entry into the country. We're doing Ghana for 8.5 days, and then we're going to go to Togo and Benin, and then we're going to come back to Ghana from Benin and Togo.
Okay.
Each country has their own requirements for visas. They allow you to get visa on arrival. They allow you to get visa if you're in Ghana. You can get your Togo or Benin visa. That's a game plan that we've been trying to work out, and it's been more difficult than anything else. So
okay.
We are actually asking everyone to get their Ghana visa as soon as possible, multiple entry, which Ghana visa is good for 1 to 5 years. So if you get your Ghana visa now, that's out the way. You don't have to worry about it expiring. For those who are just going to Ghana only, what I recommend is, if you're not going to get a multiple entry visa, you get your single entry Ghana visa 2 months before we leave. That way, because the single entry visa is only good for 3 months. So those are the things that's typed up in the email, and I ask everyone just to print it out, print out all of the attachments and all the details, and just read through it a few times. So that's how that one goes. So everyone, it's not too late. If you don't have a Ghana visa, apply for the Ghana visa ASAP. Just go back to your email and search for visa, and you'll see the 1 or 2 emails that I've sent with all of the details for the visa, or if you can't find it.
The process. Okay, so we need our reservation numbers for that, right?
Yes, and if you don't have a flight itinerary, just send me an email saying, this is my name and I don't have a flight itinerary. Can you send me a flight itinerary so I can apply for my Ghana visa? I've sent it out to most, but even sometimes when you send the flight itinerary out, someone that might not remember that they had a flight itinerary. So usually it's something that that's right here in our system, so where we can just resend the email or just send a fresh attachment.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So you're welcome. And if everyone, all of the visa link is right there active on the website tour link.
Good evening, Bomani. This is Halima from South Carolina.
Hi, greetings, Halima. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. On the same topic, of the visa. On the application, it says duration of stay in Ghana.
You're applying for the Ghana-only visa. You can just put that you're leaving from November 17th to December 1st. And
Okay.
or you can put your specific date which you're going to be in Ghana. It's really.
But since we're coming back to Ghana, I was thinking maybe just put the entire time, the 17th through the 1st.
Yeah, you can put that you're going to be in Ghana for 13 days.
Okay.
Or for those who are doing the Ghana only, you can put that you're going to be in Ghana for 8 days. And there's none of them are wrong.
Okay. Okay, and the other question is, on the application, again, it says name, address, and telephone number of 2 places of residence where we'll be staying in Ghana. Do we use the one that's on the itinerary?
On the visa application that's sent to everyone, on the attachment it has a sample visa application of mine, and then
yes,
all of them, you'll see Micklin Hotel, their number and address, which you can get from the site also, and then you'll see One Africa, and then so you just copy that One Africa and the Micklin Hotel is where we're going to stay at for the most part there in Ghana. Okay.
Well, that was my question, and thank you very much.
Absolutely welcome, and looking forward to seeing you in the next 3 months.
Yes.
Greetings, Jenny. Good morning. Lisa from Delaware. How are you?
Greetings. How are you?
Okay. On the application for Togo, it says the proposed departure date is the correct date, November the 28th.
Yes,
and are we traveling by land?
Yes, we're traveling by land, and with the dates, I'm encouraging everyone to line up dates based on that itinerary, since that's the one platform where we can all have the same schedule. So, but yeah, we're traveling by land. We're driving our tour bus from Ghana to Togo, then Benin, and then back the same way.
Okay. Now, on the application for the visa for Benin, they're asking for something about employment. What is that about? What exactly does that mean?
Let me look at it real quick so I can see.
Application for the visa for Benin. They're asking for something about employment.
I mean, can you read exactly what it says so I can?
It says a letter of employment from your employer or something. Hold on.
It's saying a letter of guarantee from your employer.
All right, number 7, yeah, letter of guarantee from employer. Okay, that is weird and strange. That is something that, let me see what that looks like, letter of guarantee from employer. All right, let me see what that is.
I'm retired, so I wouldn't be able to get anything like that.
Right, if I need to get a letter of recommendation from you from our guide in from Togo and Benin, I'll do that. But that is that's not one of the. That's something that you can. It's a. I'm online looking at letter of guarantee, and it's a very strange thing. But different embassies do require it. But our way around paperwork like that is usually to get like a letter of invitation. Especially if you have people. Some people are retired, some people are self-employed. But with this letter, you can also look up different ideas of the letters that other people have online, and I'll get back to everyone with that and find out from our guide if we can just get a letter of recommendation for those who don't want to do that. I'm one of those people that don't believe that the people that you work for should have any information about your getaways and things like that. They should just know that you're getting away.
To Africa, I work for a white company. You mean to tell me I should get a letter from them to say I should go to Africa? Serious?
Yeah, I don't know altogether what a letter of guarantee is, but things like that, I don't need personally. Even if I was working for someone, like if I was back at Delta Airlines, I would never do that. I would just get a letter of invitation. So for everyone, I can get you something different. But no, I'm not telling everyone to do that. Anyone who wants to fill that paperwork out and add it to their application, that's fine. For those who just don't want to do that, again, send me an email for a request for a letter of invitation, and our guide there in Togo and Benin can do that.
Wonderful. Yes, please send one to Teresa Warren in Delaware. I definitely need that.
Can you hold for a second? What I'm explaining that way, it's on a recorded call for everyone, because for them, when you're ready to do what you need to do, send a request to me if you need a flight itinerary or any document you see that's not missing. It's up to the individuals to send me an email so I can reply back and send it to them. So
okay. We'll do that, brother. I will send that to you this week because I'm going to the Embassy of Togo tomorrow. Apparently, Togo is saying you can walk in and get your application on the same day, whereas the Embassy of Benin is saying that it takes 3 days no matter what. So I figured I would get Togo first, get that out of the way, and then send the information to Benin. And they're the ones that want that employee documentation. So I will send you an email ASAP. So
Bomani, can I butt in for a second?
Yeah, sure. And for everyone else, I'm going to get clarity on that.
A lot of ways, sometimes they word things a little bit different, and it's like having when they ask you if you have a source of income or you go into a country, they want to know pretty much if you have a job or a retirement or somebody that's a benefactor or a beneficiary taking care of you of that sort, you aren't going to be, it's kind of like dealing with a sponsorship. They want to know that you are gainfully, have income, and then you're not going to be a burden on the state. But they just word it kind of weird. Like what I use, I have one, like say for instance, my company that I used to be with for years, they send me these printouts all the time, and I just mark it off, and it just has my Social Security number is hidden and all that other stuff, and it shows that there's funds coming in from a certain bank or whatever, and it shows the past employer. So it's information showing you that, every month or whatever, when you're getting paid, that you have viable income, especially if you're not gainfully employed. There's different ways to do it, but it'd be good to call them up. But it mainly has to do with if you have any, they put employee, but that, like I say, that's I wouldn't, you can't tell them how to write up their applications, but that's what it has to do with, though. It mainly has to do with.
That's the thing about the visas. There's so much different. Like the Brazil visa it was 10 years. It was some strange things about it, but it was also the 10 years and everything. But they just want some level of documentation. Like they wanted me to make sure that I send them send a credit card statement or bank statement, or send something related to finance to show that I have at least $1,000 while I'm in Brazil to spend.
Because a lot of people travel around the world, and what they've done in the old day, they'll go to a foreign place, any country, even coming here, and they get there and they go broke. That's why sometimes they want to see a round trip ticket and those types of sorts. They don't want you to be a burden on them. That's all. It's actually real simple. It looks complicated, but it's not. They don't want you to be a burden on them. If you're gainfully employed or have a retirement, you put retirement on your paperwork. They definitely, if you call them up and ask them, if you're retired, they'll just tell you what to do. It's real simple. If you're retired from a place, you're getting a pension or whatever, it's the same thing as being employed. They just want to make sure that you're not going to go somewhere and not going to have any source of income or any source of money coming in, then you're stuck there, and they can't get rid of you, so to speak. That's just a simple way of looking at it.
Well, appreciate you sharing that, Ron. And that's what we do with when we deal with visas. We do our best to put the packages together because they do send visa packages back. And the famous one for people having issues is the Ghana visa. So it's very important that we take our time, read through everything, and we put our documentation and fill it out clearly. And I'm available throughout the week to assist anyone and answer any questions. You can communicate with me via phone call, text, or messages or wherever. And I got your back. It's a process that I've helped literally over 250 people with. the Ghana visa. And for those who have followed the directions, they have no problem. For those who haven't, sometimes they send the visa back. Like sometimes I tell people, make sure you send your passport, your physical passport in it. It's not like Egypt where you can, where you can apply for a visa without sending in your passport. Ghana, Togo, and Benin require you to send a physical passport in the package. So if you don't put it in the package, they will send it back. And make sure that whatever financial payment that you're sending, the best thing to do, since you got to go to the post office, most of us are going to go to the U.S. post office, is get a money order at the post office and then keep your receipt. Do never send check or cash payment in. And Ron, if you want to add to that or anything else, let me know, and then we'll open up for some more questions.
Hi, Bomani. This is Zena from New Jersey. I mailed in, sent my passport out for my Ghana visa, like the end of July. How long does it take? Because I haven't gotten it back yet.
End of July, yeah, you're still in. It takes about, it does take 7 to 10 business days. But at the same time, too, when you mail any application out for any country in the summertime, that's when they're usually tied up. So you almost have to give them an entire month. So I would say, do your tracking. Did you do your tracking to see if it's coming back? You did your tracking to show that it was received, right?
No, I didn't actually.
What you have to do, part of the requirements in the package is you want to get a prepaid return envelope, and you want to get a tracking on the outgoing envelope and a return envelope. People like me are paranoid with our documentation because I travel so much, and so what I
did send a self-addressed stamp envelope to send back, but I did not put a tracking on it. I did not.
And it's not a regular envelope. It's more like a...
no, it's a vanilla envelope.
One of the most important things when you're sending out any of your visa package is to make sure you have your tracking number outgoing, and then your tracking number returning, so you can track your package to see if it's physically there, and that helps with your claim. And also on the return, usually you give it a few days and you check and see if it's coming back. For those who haven't sent it out, make sure you do that, and make sure you keep your receipt and your tracking information together. That way, if anything happens, you can work a claim with the post office for them to find your package. Because out of all of the packages that we're sending out, one or two things always happen to something. So, unfortunately, the last tour we did, we had people who did not make the tour. We had one person that made a tour the last 3 days, one that came in the middle of the tour, and several people that got their visa the last few days before we left. So I'm just going through things of importance for people to be clear, for everyone to be clear about these things, because things do happen.
Is that Bomani? Is that Peppy Parks on the line?
Yes, it's Peppy Parks on the line. Hi.
There you go.
For some reason we couldn't hear you, but we wanted to make sure that was cleared up for the record.
I've been on the line since the call started. I was responding to the young lady who mentioned about the visa, and I was going to say, since I'm in Washington, D.C., because my friend just had the same issue with sending in her passport for her visa, and she was waiting for like 2 months, and they didn't send it back to her. And then one of us had to actually physically go to the Ghanaian embassy and get her passport for her. So I'm just saying I'm available if anyone is having any issues with getting their passports back. Then we can talk offline. And since I'm not far from the embassy, I can double check it for you to make sure that you get it back, because sometimes it just gets lost in the system.
Oh, I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, so we can talk offline. I'll send you my information.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's all I had.
And anyway, Peppy, can you go ahead and introduce yourself? Greetings, everyone. Peppy is one of our tour assistants that's coming with us. It's me, Ron, and Peppy, and we're going to be leading the journey, and she's going to be helping us with many different things as we spread ourselves out to make sure that we accommodate the entire group along with our Ghana staff. So, Peppy, if you would like to give a nice introduction so everyone can get acquainted with you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My Ghanaian name is Yajesi. It means wonderful one, born on a Thursday. That name was blessed on the beaches of One Africa Resort. I think it was the first time that I went to Ghana back in 2011. And pretty much Bomani and Ron have covered everything that you need to know. I would pretty much just advise you to pack light. and think about taking stuff that you can trade. You know, Ghanaians love to trade. And by the time you get there, you're going to want to purchase everything. So you definitely want to pack light so you can be walking around in African attire. It's important that you go with an open mind, as Bomani said, because it's a powerful place and stuff is just going to start happening to you, and you just have to be willing to receive it. And you can only do that with an open mind. And apart from that, I mean, I can vouch for the tour. I've been there maybe 3 times. It's very organized. It's very fast-paced, which means that you want to look at the itinerary before, during, you know, and periodically so you don't ask redundant questions because we're moving a lot. By the 5th day, it's going to feel like you've been there for 2 weeks. That's because the people are so friendly and it's just a lot that's going on. Other than that, I would say, you know, you're in great hands. I highly recommend that you tell others about it. And again, it's just very important that you go with an open mind to have the full experience.
Excellent. Appreciate your energy, and if you can share some of your memories from your past Ghana journeys you've taken, 3 of them with us, 2011, 12, and 2015.
Okay, so I will tell you that the most memorable thing about Ghana for me is that it was my 3rd time being in an African country, but it was the first time I actually felt Africa. You know, I think for me, I just felt like this is where I was from. And so it really changed my life in terms of the way I look at giving back to others, the way I see myself in the world, and really just my outlook on life in general. And it really helped me to realize my true purpose. So, I mean, there's so many memories. You know, I'm a fan of giving back to kids, so the children will just blow your mind. And we go to enough schools and orphanages for that to really happen to you. The food is ridiculously amazing, so you will put on weight. I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. The people are so friendly. For me, I'm from Jamaica, so I'm in Ghana, and people are talking Twi, and I know what they're saying, but I don't speak Twi. So, you know, they're very friendly. They remind me of Jamaicans. And the space is just incredible. The tour is just perfect because you do get to shop. You do get to experience different parts of the country. You do get to meet with people who have repatriated. You do get to meet the locals. And you do get to have that spiritual connection and really understand the principle of Sankofa. So, like I said, there's been so many memories. I really can't pinpoint anyone, but I will say that one of the most enjoyable pieces for me was in 2015 when we went to the monkey sanctuary and also the waterfalls. And I think it could be because of the mix of personalities who were on that trip. But I felt like in the 3 times that I've been, I felt like that was the most cohesive group in terms of everyone. So, yeah, Bomani is an excellent tour guide. The staff on the ground, they're amazing. And you're truly going to feel at home. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Excellent, my sister. Appreciate you. And also, I wanted you to share your experience at your favorite place that you have been to. Remember back in 2011 when we went to One Africa, and from there you had built a connection right there with One Africa and also the school, Akoma International Academy.
Yes. So there's a school over by the Cape Coast area, Akoma International Academy, that, I mean, I felt such a strong connection that I became one of their board members. And that's been one of the schools that I've fundraised for every year since 2011. And I've, you know, done it through my annual Women's History Month event and my annual birthday fundraiser, which is coming up in September. And typically, on an average, I raise about $4,000. And I use it to support the annual education of students who attend that school. And I also am in love with the Trinity Home Orphanage. I don't know. It's a toss-up between that and Akoma because Mama Sophia is just the greatest and the kids there are just amazing. So for me, the real connection is with the children because ever since I was 10, I've always wanted to adopt a little girl, and I'm still searching for that little girl. So when I go to Ghana, I'm still looking to see if I can find that little girl. So the schools and the orphanages and interacting with the children, whether it's on the bus or, you know, through these organized school tours, that's what resonates with me the most in Ghana.
Yes, my sister. Appreciate your energy. It's always awesome to have you. You're like it's a special energy. It's like every time we travel, people are always looking for you, and I was like letting them know that you know, you have other things you're venturing off into, and you're not always on tour with us. Just like sometimes you know, people are expecting Sass to be on the journey with us, and tell them Sass is not going to be on the journey. Sass is working on her repatriation. But yeah, always have your energy there. And yeah, 2015, it was October 2015 was me, you, and Ron, and now we're doing Togo and Benin, which you know, which I remember you reached out to me and say, hey, what about Togo and Benin? And I was saying I was working on some new scheduling, and I was like, you know, since that was the one that we did multiple countries and it actually worked out. It was just that it was just so much logistic work that had to be done. But we upgraded it now, you know, based on your energy. We're back in Togo and Benin, and now we have more time in Togo also.
Awesome.
So, Ronnie, would you like to share anything? And
I have a simple thing, Brother Bomani. This has to do with the tour, the daily scene on the tour at the hotels. Most likely, I'll get assigned a couple days or a couple hotels where I'll do on the itinerary. It says or the tour. It says daily exercise. And I just want to let the guests know that I'm not gonna. It's mostly just a warm up, so you can have a good day on the bus and stretch out and get warmed up and a cool down. I'm not gonna go out there and get you ready for a heavyweight fight or anything like that, or MMA. It's just gonna be something that anyone can handle. And
this is Joan in Stone Mountain.
Jonah, can you hold Ron? Finish up real quick. And
the daily exercise it speaks about on the tour package. The few hotels, the couple hotels that I'll probably be assigned that, if I'm assigned at all, I'm not going to be hard on you. So feel free to wake up in the morning and get warmed up and cool down, so you can your body can awaken, can function properly, and then you can have your breakfast and then get on that bus and we can hit the road. So hopefully I'm sure you're going to enjoy all of it, the meditation sessions and all that energy and that Sister Peppy has, and that's all I wanted to say.
I will appreciate you for sharing, Ron, and let me add to this real quick. So I got yourself and Peppy as far as exercising in Togo and Benin, and also I'm recruiting 1 or 2 people there for Ghana and then also even Amicus. That way we have multiple people. That way we always have something going. So that's something I definitely want to talk about, even when we get to orientation there in Ghana on the first day when we do tour.
Okay. Oh, there's one other thing. Make sure, for those who actually, if you want to, it's good advice to make sure. I always recommend bird bees for repellent if we go out into areas where just be prepared. When you, like I say, everything's about preparation. Papati, and you want to be prepared in case you need. Bird bees is all natural and it's all Centralia, and you can get it online through Walgreens, Walmart, Bed and Bath and Beyond. You just have to call them up, or birdbees.com. And it's not a chemical, so I don't recommend using that nasty chemicals from the supermarket. So bird bees is carried sometimes at Toys R Us or Babies R Us. You just check around. It's Burt's Bees, BURT_S bees, and it's mosquito repellent. And you might want to take something in your check-in luggage. Don't put it in your carry-on because it's like 4 ounces, and you're restricted to 3 ounces in your carry-on. So put it in your check bags or any type of other natural brand that you want to take to repel bugs, just in case you need it. Not that there's going to be anything or they're going to be attracted to you. Some people, they don't attract insects. So it's just a preparation thing. I yield.
I appreciate that, Ron, and that's part of the preparation, departure, and reminder list and what to pack and bring. So definitely everyone review those lists. Joan, we had you on hold. What's your question?
Okay. First of all, greetings. Thank you very much for all of your hard work, and I am so excited about this adventure. I just wanted to say to those who may not have already filed or sent in their visa, I used FedEx, and I'm telling you, within 6 days from the time I sent it to them, I received my visa and my passport back. So that might be a good resource to use. You can even get the envelopes there, and they'll put the return trackable label on for you.
Excellent. Appreciate that. Anybody else have any questions before we close out?
Oh, there's one other, the yellow fever card for Ghana, brother.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone needs to have a yellow fever shot card, regardless of however you take the medicine. A doctor doesn't have to sign the paperwork. If you can get waivers and things like that, it's all up to you. You just have to have a yellow fever card, World Health Organization card. That way you can process through Ghana, Togo, and Benin. They all have the same requirements for immunization. Anything else is just all up to you. And so
that yellow fever. Okay. I'm sorry, brother. That yellow fever card is good for 10 years.
Yes, absolutely, it's good for 10 years. So once you get it, so I just had to get my second one a few months, last year, before the October tour, 2016. So that's the only thing that's required. So I would say just get it as soon as possible and get it no later than 2 weeks before you travel. And also, anyone have anything else to share? If anyone else have any questions, just go ahead. We're going to close in the next few minutes.
Brother Bomani?
Go ahead.
This is Sister Keisha in Florida again. Hi.
Greetings, Sister Keisha.
Yeah, hi. The yellow fever, do you have a list of or is there a website where we can go to get, if we wanted to take the pills instead of getting the actual shot?
I don't have nothing I can send to you. It's something that you'd have to maybe search online.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, you're welcome. All right, everyone, we're getting ready to close, so if you have any final questions, go ahead with your questions. Just give us your name and your location, and Ron and Pepe, if you have any thing you'd like to share before we close out. Right now is a good time.
The only thing I would share is that, Bomani is super duper organized, and everything's on the website or in an email. So you should really pay attention to the things that he sends out, because he's been doing it so long, he doesn't forget anything that you need to know. So when in doubt, just go to the website, the Facebook page or stuff, and you'll get the answers to all the questions that you want, because, like I said, it's like second nature to him. He's been doing this forever.
Appreciate it. And you can also send an email or a text message, and only text message when we're not physically in the country. So even if you want to use a WhatsApp message, it's fine. And then if you have a simple question that you just need answering, I can just reply back right away. Or you can call. So, but our goal is to make sure that you're prepared, because I feel bad when people don't, but there's nothing you can do about it when people don't do their visas or wait to the very last moment to do their visa. And unfortunately, I had one person that didn't travel to Brazil with us, and just broke my heart, but it didn't get his visa on time, but everybody else did. So it's something that I'm seeing happening just more and more often, but it's not something we can blame ourselves for, because the first thing we send out before we do anything, before we even accept anybody's payment, is visa details, read as soon as possible, and so on. Yeah, so please, everybody, if you don't get your Togo and Benin visa, that's not the end of the world. But if you don't get your Ghana visa, that is the end of the world. So that is the priority as of now. So please, everyone, get a multiple entry Ghana visa. And if you're going to Ghana only, you can just wait till 2 months before you leave and get a single entry. So other than that,
real quick, Bomani, the sister that asked about the I've always used or recommended people to in their local area just go into your search engine and go into I think it's Passport Health, and it'll show you Passport Health or USA, and it'll show you where their clinics are, and you can call them up and ask them about the malaria or the yellow fever shot. I'm sorry, because it varies places, but Passport Health usually carries all the different types of. I'm not sure they can get your prescriptions for the pills and stuff, but the yellow fever vaccinations and all that stuff, they'll be able to answer your questions in your area. Passport Health and .com or whatever. It'll come up on there. It'll come up on Passport Health, I think, USA.com.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's what, it's that link. I think it's in number 22 in the preparation departure list. Your passporthealth.com, Passport USA.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that's there in that preparation departure list. And so people, a few people in our previous groups have went there for travel and travel insurance and also immunization and different travel health service. So that should be a good location for the yellow fever. So beyond that, everyone, because we always have to knock out and clear up all the preparation information. It's an incredible journey, and once we clear up our preparation and you're there on the journey, just filled with energy and ready to just enjoy a full schedule. And remember, after lunch, if you just can't go no more, just get some rest and we catch you in the morning. But we do have social nightlife, whether it's at the hotel or whether it's out. And our goal is just to create an environment for social connection and for us to, it's just like it's being in an environment with your brothers and sisters, and you can just enjoy that. So that's what this Journey for Lifetime is. It's a special tribute and connection to our brothers and sisters from the African diaspora, and us returning to the land of our ancestors for a special journey. And I just want to make sure that everybody's prepared and clear and ready for this journey. And you can always look at some highlights of the previous journeys that we did so you can get a feel of it. And one of the notes that we do have on the conference call list topics is to bring a set of whites for ancestral ceremony and a set of red, black, and green. So everyone, it's just information like that we have documented on the conference call email, the website, and any other information that we send out. So if no one else have any more questions, everyone needs
yes,
to... Go ahead.
Yes, Brother Bomani, this is Zane again from New Jersey. Is it best to get the visas on this while I'm here in the U.S. or when we get there? Because it's only 3 more months, and you got to send your passport back out, and I haven't gotten mine back from Ghana as of yet, so I'm pretty concerned about that.
Yeah, absolutely. The goal is for everybody to get all of their visas here in America.
Here, yeah.
At worst, if you don't get your Togo and Benin visa, that's fine. We can get that for you when you get there. But the goal is to, at worst, is get your Ghana visa and get that taken care of. But because they're having issues with me saying that we need 34 visas processed in 2 days and things like that. So that's why more of us can get it done here, the better it is. But we have 2 backup plans to get your Togo and Benin visa. And at the very, very worst, we'll take a bus delay and we'll get your visa right there. The visa on arrival right there at the actual border, which is permitted. So, but that's only for Togo and Benin. But also note that for those of us who have to do that, we will be holding the group up. So it's one of those things.
Okay.
So, but I got your email, and I'll send it to Pepe, and she's going to assist you as far as getting your Ghana visa. And sometimes I've had people who never sent the correct postage or a certain envelope, and so they hold it, and the communication may not be as good as it's supposed to be, but usually it's something simple. So should get that taken care of. And same for everyone else. If you have any visa issues, just reach out to me, and we always got plenty of game plans to get it taken care of. But the longer you process your visa and the closer you wait to the trip, then the harder it is for things to get fixed. Everyone, hope everyone work on the recordings, and you can just reprocess all of the information. But that is all your preparation details, and we're working on our end to get everything finalized and closed out to get you ready for another great journey of a lifetime. Ghana, Togo, Benin, November 2017. So everyone enjoy your night. You take care, and we'll connect back with you.